Hi everyone, welcome back. So we actually have some good news for you guys, for once at least. Markets were a little mixed today. Bitcoin was actually up today quite nicely throughout the day. It is pumping again today. So we'll look at Bitcoin, the markets, Ethereum, see what's going on there. We'll also take a look at the Bitcoin miners. There's only one that was still down on its 52-week lows, and that was Soluna for today. So we'll look at those, see how they did today. And then we'll also take a look at the story of what's actually causing Bitcoin to pump, and it's actually Brazil. They passed some legislation. It's now on going to the president's desk for signage, and we'll take a look at it. So this is actually great news. I was looking for something to talk about, and this pops up, so this is great. Okay, so as always, we also have other things to talk about, but we'll get into those really quickly here. As always, it's not financial advice. For entertainment only, do your own research. And I'm invested in following coins and companies for full disclosure. And if you enjoy this type of content, hit the like button, subscribe, helps me out tremendously. Okay, so let's take a look at the markets really quick. The S&P was down 0.16% today to 3,957. Dow Jones was up 0.01% today to 33,952. And the NASDAQ was down 0.73% to 11,503. Bitcoin was up actually today. Let's go to Bitcoin here. Bitcoin was up. We are in the new day on it right now. It was actually up today 1.43% on the day. It's trading in the new day right now. It was up to a high of 16,541, a low of 16,092, and it closed at 16,438. We are now at 16,874, 73 roughly, so we're up another 2.65% right now on it. And it looks like we are possibly going to be heading higher, but we'll see how long this lasts. On the 1 hour chart, you can see the RSI is at 46. Last time we were here, excuse me, was right around here back in the Wednesday, the 19th of October. Excuse me. I had to clear my throat. Sorry about that. We were at a price of 19,161. So we're still way down from that with the RSI, but that can change. 4 hour window we're looking at here. RSI is almost at, let's do this. It is almost at 68. Last time we were here was quite a while. We have to go all the way back to, this is November 5th, it looks like, and we were way up higher in price at that point. So we're still not looking great this way, but I think that could change going forward, but we'll have to see. On the 1 hour chart, we are looking a little bit better here. If we look at it now, RSI is above. Well, it's right at 73, 74, way up there right now. Let's see if we can pull this down a little bit, make it look a little bit better. Last time we were there on the RSI was back here. This was on November 22nd, and the price was at that time only 16,486. So we are higher in price, even though RSI is a little bit higher, but we're still up higher in price. So we're looking good there, right? It's just going to take a while for us to get the confirmations on the 4 hour and the daily chart as well to be more bullish than what we are right now. But we're seeing a very nice wick here up, and we'll see if we can continue to take that up higher while the RSI is going down. If that happens, that's going to be a pretty good sign that we might be reversing here a little bit more into the bullish territory on Bitcoin. Ethereum was up also today. Going to the daily chart, it was up today 4.17% on the day. It is up another 4.22 right now as of just basically an hour and a half ago, roughly. So that's looking good there. The RSI is 51 right now. Last time we were right around here was probably right around here on October 24th, and at that time price was just slightly higher, so it's not too far off from it, so that's a good sign there. Okay, so those are all looking good. Now let's take a look at the miners really quick. Any was up 3.83% today to 33 cents. Argo was down 5.97% to 7 cents. BitDigital was down 0.76% to 86 cents. Bitfarms was down 4.59% to 56 cents. CleanSpark was down 1.44% to $2.06. Cores was down 2.26% to 13 cents. DigiHost was down 0.02% to 58 cents. DMG was down 7.07% to 14.5 cents roughly. Greenidge was down 2.12% to 56 cents. Hive was down 0.5% to $2.01. Hut 8 was flat today at $1.11. Iris Energy was down 3.92% to $1.47. Luxfolio was flat at half a penny. Marathon was down 1.51% to $5.89. Mawson was down 5.58% to 33.5 cents. Riot was down 0.24% to $4.24. And Soluna was actually up today 2.11% to 76 cents. And Stronghold was down 2.85% to 74 cents. There are some news from Marathon. Marathon is getting a new chief financial officer, I believe. If I'm not mistaken, you can check out their SEC filing on that one. Their other CFO is resigning, but he'll be with the company until like April to help with the transition. And then you have also a story from Coors that one of their board members is leaving, but they're not leaving because of any disputes with the other board members. So that's what's going on with the miners there. And let's take a look at the network hash rate really quick while we're at it here. The network hash rate has come down a little bit from yesterday. We did reach yesterday 255 million terahashes per second, and we're down to 240 million, but it is still trending downwards. So with the price of Bitcoin going back up, we may see this coming back up a little bit as it is becoming more profitable for the miners to mine Bitcoin right now. But we need the Bitcoin price to go up a lot higher than where it is right now. Okay, so those are the facts. Let's take a look at our first story here. First one is from Hive blockchain. So Stonegate Capital Partners initiates coverage on Hive, and you can check out the full report on them if you go to Hive's website or the press release. You can find the link to the PDF. It is pretty long. It's pretty detailed. It's actually pretty good. And they also include in here some data from our friend Anthony Power, and you can follow him at Cave Zone, or what is it, Kazanov UK. So you can find him on Twitter there. But he's been doing pretty good work as well on grading the miners. Next story is on Coinbase. So Coinbase Wallet delists XRP, Bitcoin Cash, and Ethereum Classic. And they are stating because it just doesn't have the volume that they would want on it. So in a Tuesday announcement, America's biggest exchange said that from January 23rd, it would no longer support Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum Classic, Ripple, XRP, and Stellar. So that's not good for those that have the app, the wallet app. But Coinbase says that the move was due to low usage of the assets on the platform. Coinbase Wallet is a self-custody mobile app similar to other software wallets such as MetaMask, though with a wider array of support for crypto assets. Today's announcement from Coinbase means that from next year, users will not be able to buy, sell, send, or receive the assets via the app. So that's their wallet app. Users will still be able to access the coins and tokens via its exchange, so through there. So you still can do that. So you're not completely losing them. Coinbase added that despite it removing the assets from its wallet product, users would be able to recover them via the recovery phases. So that's not all bad there. It is bad for those coins that were being used by users on Coinbase Wallet. But I don't use them. I don't know if you guys use them at all. Let me know if you guys do use them in the comments down below. We'd be interested to hear that and what you guys are planning on doing, switching over to another wallet or something like that. Okay, so that was just really quick from Coinbase. And let's take a look at the Brazil story. So like I said, I was looking for something to talk about today. Finally, Bitcoin started pumping. Like, what's going on there? I had to find what's going on. And this is the only story that I saw that broke within the last hour or so from when I started recording it. And this would only make sense. So Brazil approves bill regulating the use of Bitcoin as a payment. And let me clear my voice here. Okay, sorry about that. So Brazilian lawmakers have approved a complete regulatory framework for crypto regulating the use of Bitcoin as a payment. So that's great. That's possibly what's pumping the Bitcoin price here a little bit that we're seeing here in the last hour. Let me zoom this in. So Brazilian lawmakers have approved a complete regulatory framework for the trading and use of cryptocurrencies in the country. Voted on Tuesday evening in Brasilia, the country's capital. The new rules recognize Bitcoin as a digital representation of value that can be used as a means of payment and as an investment asset in South American nation. The bill applies broadly to a sector which it calls virtual assets and now only needs the president's signature before it becomes law. It does not make Bitcoin or any cryptocurrency a legal tender in the country, though, so something to bear in mind. The bill tasks the executive branch with selecting government bodies to oversee the market. The expectation is that the Central Bank of Brazil, BCB, will be in charge when Bitcoin is used as a payment, while the country's Securities and Exchange Commission, CVM, will be the watchdog when it is used as an investment asset. Both the BCB and the CVM, along with the Federal Tax Authority at RFB, helped lawmakers craft the overhaul legislation. So this is good. Brazil absolutely needs this. And continue on here, but not all in the text is positive for the development of the market in the country. A big miss from Tuesday's vote was the rejection of a clause that sought to cut some state and federal taxes on purchases of Bitcoin mining machines, While the text was quite restrictive, the benefit would not apply to operations, would only apply to operations using renewable energy sources. It was apparently not enough to be approved. So that did not go through, but they can also get added on later on. It's not a big deal there. Not to worry about that one. Other provisions include the regulation of services providers such as exchanges who will need to abide by specific rules to operate in Brazil. The bill seeks to regulate the establishment and operation of Bitcoin service providers in Brazil, defining such entities as those who provide cryptocurrency trading, transfer, custody, administration, or sale on behalf of third party. Cryptocurrency service providers will only be able to operate in the country after explicit authorization by the federal government. So that's fine there. And then one rule, this is the one that I thought was kind of missed here. One rule sought to demand that such companies explicitly separate their patrimony from capital owned by customers. For example, Bitcoin, the firm custodies for users. The clause sought to prevent events such as the recently seen with FTX, where user funds were commingled with the company's funds and help the recovery of user assets in the event of bankruptcy. It was rejected on Tuesday's vote. So this, I hope, something that gets rectified, fixed later on, because I think this was a pretty good one there, where they made the case saying that user funds should be separate from company funds. Those two should not get commingled, like we've seen with FTX. That is a bad way, and it's a bad thing for user protection, customer protection. And I think that should be in there somehow. Whether it's going to be added in through one of these entities up top here is yet to be seen, but it would be good to have it in there. So whether it's going to be possibly through the, what is that one going to be? The Security Exchange Commission, the CVM, which may put in rules and regulations or rules covering that, hopefully, because that is very important that users, customers don't get basically, what's the word I'm looking for? Don't become, I'm trying to think. Sometimes my mind just goes blank. But you know what I'm saying. Customers need to be made whole in case of bankruptcies when that does happen. So I think this is great news. We've been waiting for Brazil for quite a while. There's been a lot of talk over it. We've covered it here in the past when they did announce that they're going to be putting a bill together. This is finally coming to fruition, so that's great. And it's great for the miners too. The miners will appreciate the increase in price of Bitcoin, which is going to help them a little bit here. Possibly not enough to stave off some of the miners from going under, but we'll see if they can pull that magic trick out of their hats a little bit here. And that is it. So finally some good news here, I think. Let's take a look at where Bitcoin is at right now while we're doing this and see if it's still going up or not. Bitcoin is still on the 1 hour chart. Let's take a look at the 15-minute chart. It is coming down a little bit here right now, which isn't too bad, getting a little bit of a breather. And hopefully it continues going back up higher, but we'll see how that plays out. Okay. So finally, some good news. This is great. Things that we're looking for in Bitcoin is adoption, and we are getting it piece by piece, slowly but surely. And hopefully this just continues on. Bitcoin has been beaten down tremendously here, being down around 15,500 now, just last week, with everything that's been going on with Luna collapse, Celsius. We've had FTX now, BlockFi. So there's been a lot of bad news in the market for Bitcoin in the last, you could say, 6 months, basically. Once Bitcoin started going down in price, things just started to collapse, and it's been horrible for the miners. So this is good news, and hopefully this is something that we can build upon and continue the growth of Bitcoin in value for the sake of Bitcoin miners, because with the difficulty increasing, hopefully the difficulty will also decrease next week. But if price goes up, a lot of the miners may plug back in, which is going to also result in the hash rate going up, and we may not see a sizable decrease in the difficulty, which we'll have to keep an eye on. Okay, so that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe, helps me out tremendously, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Love you all. Have a great night.